And the Illawarra Hawks with that lineup, the one we expected to start, and what a start for Andrew Gaze. There's the first of many, I would think. Justin Withers left all alone there, but goes back and gets his own board and sticks it back in, so a good start from him too. And I imagine this game will be played at quite a clip. We saw a real running game here last week, and this one might be no different. A turnover against the Tigers to Bears to take on Warwick Giddy, and an easy two.
Well, now it's going to be a question if Illawarra can stop them a little bit. We know they can turn the scoreboard over.
They went up to put some pressure on Ray Gordon, but it was fairly passive. He broke it up fairly comfortably. Backdoor cut from Andrew Gaze. You'll see plenty of those. No one goes backdoor better than this man.
Well, that's right. Andrew sets his man up, and then boom, he's gone.
Well, Rod Johnson playing the big man underneath that time and threw up a left-handed looping shot that was going to be a miracle if it fell. It didn't. Giddy, handoff there to Simmons, but collided with Withers on the way. Good defense coming from Justin Withers, and good thing it was too, because there was going to be an easy two there to Dave Simmons. Let's see what the Hawks can do this time. Inside they go to Chuck Harmison. Goes straight around Colbert for two. The defense isn't exactly a priority with either team in the early part of the game. Turnover Warwick Giddy, maybe, but he stayed alive with it to Ray Gordon. Andrew Gaze thought about the three and then dumps it on the inside to Simmons. Now they'll go into some half court. Backdoor cut from Gaze again. He does it so easily.
Well, he really set it up that side and just took one step backwards and left Hubbard stranded.
Rod Johnson went to the baseline. They all stood up him, so it was the invitation to shoot it. And the Hawks lead it 8 points to 6. Gordon again, straight past Johnson.
I think it's going to be a real temptation here for Melbourne to just start bombing up at the first thing that comes along the way, too.
We've got a foul off the ball at the moment on Rod Johnson. Little hold there on Ray Gordon. Just check out this defense that the Hawks are playing here. It looks like it's a straight man-to-man as Gordon goes underneath against Rod Johnson. A good hand position from Johnson, put the shot off, and a turnover from Patrick Fairs. They can't afford that. A foul from Chuck Harmison will send Dave Simmons to the free throw line.
Yes, and I think this is one thing that Chuck Harmison is going to have to change his game a little bit for the rest of the season. Before, Chuck's played limited minutes, and he's been able to get away with a fairly healthy foul rate there, but he's going to have to pull in just a little bit here, Phil, because really the bench there for size goes down a lot.
Yeah, he'd be happy with the 6 foul rule this year. Chuck, he's going to have to play a lot of minutes tonight, and I imagine we'll see people like Dean McDonald and Peter Rousel coming in to share some front court duties, but David Simmons successful with 2 off the free throw line to lock the score at 8 apiece. Then they go to Johnson again inside. Fades it away against Andrew Gaze. It was a nice shot. 10-8 the Hawks. Again, they come up the floor on defense to put some pressure on. It's left to Warwick Giddy to handle the ball in the backcourt. Double team from Fairs, but they broke it up again. Simmons, Colbert. Inside to Colbert again. They go to the hoop so well. We've seen Gaze go to it twice, and that time David Colbert, and it's 10 points apiece. Oh, that was a shot and a half to go from Greg Hubbard, but he got fouled outside the three-point circle by Ray Gordon, and Hubbard is going to step up to shoot 3.
And that really is going to present some problems with Illawarra if they can put people like Colbert and Simmons slashing to the basket, big and as strong as they are. If they get that step inside, well, you're just not going to stop them with a Mack truck.
Greg Hubbard at the line. I was just interested in some of the defensive assignments out there, Tom. It looked like Patrick Fairs up the floor on Warwick Giddy and Greg Hubbard on Andrew Gaze. I thought perhaps they could change duties, even though Hubbard will give away a lot of size to Giddy. He's less of a scoring threat.
Well, I noticed it was the other way as well. Giddy's on Patrick Fairs, and I think Patrick's got too much quickness for Warwick Giddy.
Oh, almost a turnover. Speaking of that man, Warwick Giddy straight down the middle and can't score it. Fairs to bring it back up the floor quickly to Hubbard. Johnson. Good ball movement coming from the Hawks, and Fairs to take it to the hole and score it. So the Hawks get to a 4-point break at 14-10. That won't be a big lead the way this game's being played. Johnson, a reach in and foul on Warwick Giddy. So they're changing their defensive assignments a little, and now it's Fairs on Gordon. 2 fouls on Rod Johnson.
Patrick Fairs is really going to be asked to do a lot tonight. He's pressing up the court, but yet he's going to have to come back and help with the rebounding a lot.
Now it's Fairs on Gaze, so they're really switching their assignments. Johnson jumped out onto him that time, but nobody jumped out onto Dave Colbert. He made the easy two.
Well, this may be a matter of grab the nearest man here.
On the way to the hoop, Justin Withers. That is a tough shot to make. Floating forward and having the wherewithal to just kiss it off the glass like that was a good shot from Withers at 16-12, the Hawks. Pull-up jumper coming from Andrew Gaze. That's like a layup for him.
Certainly makes it look easy.
16-14, we've been playing 4 minutes. So a lot of points being scored in the opening 4 minutes.
Good pass off there from Rod Johnson. Just get the handle on it.
Often do calculations early in the game, and the Hawks are on a 50-point scoring clip.
8:06 on the clock, the Hawks lead 16-14.
The Hawks have made the first two subs of the game with Dean McDonald and Adam Kendrick coming in. They've taken out Greg Hubbard and Chuck Harmison. So David Lindstrom obviously wanting to keep fresh bodies out there. The first two only played 4 minutes to try and put pressure on all through this game. Back door for Ray Gordon, and has the shot checked there by Justin Withers, but down it went. And we had a whistle on the play, and the play went on, but referee Payne was going up to call the foul, and it's going to see Ray Gordon go up to the line to shoot the bonus free throw. The foul going against Justin Withers.
You got to go quick. They're not going to wait for the referee to call fouls around here.
Exactly. They are going to get quite a clip.
Get the ball at half court before you can get the whistle blown.
Whether they'll stop to the end of the quarter or at half time or something like that. This really is a quick game. So 3 points to Ray Gordon, and 17-16 the Tigers back in the lead. Adam Kendrick trying to bullock his way up there and draws a foul out of Ray Gordon. It'll be a side ball for the Hawks. It's the third team foul against the Tigers. There's been 3 against the Hawks as well, and 2 fouls against Gordon. So 2 players with a pair of fouls each. Johnson for the Hawks, and a steal from Colbert at half court. Easy 2, and I thought he was almost fouled on the way to the hoop there. So 19-16, the Tigers lead it. Hawks have got to make sure they get a shot off each time down the floor. Dean McDonald, nice move with his first touch of the ball.
Dave Simmons looks as who's supposed to be helping.
So who is this guy? I've never seen him before. Ray Gordon. Warren Giddy doing a lot of helping out in the backcourt, the big man.
Not doing too bad either. He's
Former Illawarra Hawk. Gordon looks for the cutters, and it's Giddy confronted by McDonald, and Giddy hits the shot. Warwick has never had a great shooting reputation, but looked pretty comfortable with that one. Patrick Fairs, this one's headed for the hole, and that's a charging foul against Fairs. Good position coming from Giddy.
Yes, well, that's where Warwick Giddy is renowned, as for his defensive prowess, and that time getting position on Patrick on it there.
So if the Hawks, when they bring the ball down the floor, Tom, if they make 2 passes, it looks like a structured offense.
Well, I guess they figure everybody's going to get a run out of this, so let's go and go hard at it.
Giddy again helping out up floor and going to Gaze. 3-point shot coming from Colbert, and fits it very nicely. 24 points to 18, so the Tigers now skip away by 6. Kendrick headed for the hole and leaves Andrew Gaze on the floor. Just losing it for a moment. Hubbard, who's come back in, can't make that one. And the block shot. McDonald was surrounded by yellow shirts. Gaze, just straight down the middle. What a move. Great sidestep. Patrick Fairs for 3.
He hasn't lost the touch from last week.
That was a long way out. How many threes did he hit last week? 6?
8.
8, was it? 26-21. And whoa, this is a shootout. That was from even further out.
Load up your guns.
Kendrick to the hole. The left-handed shot and a slam coming from Patrick Fairs. So a 3-point from long range, followed up with a slam back from Patrick Fairs, and it's 29-23. And there's not a very big crowd here tonight, but they're seeing plenty of action. Players stopping, waiting for a sub to come in. The referee said play on. Gordon was left on the floor.
And Andrew Gaze has been in the back there waving his hands for about 5 seconds.
What about me? Peter Rousel coming in to take out Justin Withers. Andrew has got a high game, Tom, of 60. That's under threat tonight.
Well, it could well be.
Adam Kendrick to the hole. No score on it. Rousel has his first touch of the ball swatted out of court.
That's Dave Simmons territory. Thank you.
8-point lead to the Tigers. Just wonder how much longer the Hawks can keep up these tactics without being blown away. The Tigers love to run with it. 3-point shot from Fairs, nothing that time, and the rebound belongs to Colbert. Up floor goes Giddy. Gaze was bullocking his way out of the back foot, being hit on the way. He didn't like the foul being called. He had a 2-pointer coming on the end of it. He either had Giddy picked out or he's going to make 2 himself. The foul goes against Rousel. It's the 16th foul against the Hawks. Gaze will get to shoot 1 and 1. And Lenny Lembo getting early minutes, taking out Patrick Fairs. It's a big roar from the crowd. Lenny hasn't had too much time this year. If you want someone to shoot him up, Lenny's your man.
Well, I think he's going to have every opportunity here.
Andrew Gaze in stride. And a reputation this fellow has developed over the last, 7 or so years. And reportedly headed for Greece to play in the European season as soon as the NBL's over with. 33-23. Lenny Lembo left all alone and can't make it. Came in cold. Pretty tough to try and make your first shot. And that will be a block. The block goes against Dean McDonald. The crowd didn't like it, but he did seem to move a little bit. And it puts Gaze at the line again to shoot 1 and 1.
One thing the fans are seeing in this game is these players are so big, they've got a lot of athleticism, and in a game like this, it's really coming to the fore.
Yes, you forget that the fellow at the line is 6'7". He can really move with the ball. And it's not so many years ago that players Andrew's size had to play in the post and don't move too far from the basket. Well, Andrew moves a long way from the basket.
He's gone from post to point guard.
35-23, the Tigers lead it. 3-point shot from Hubbard. I think this game's going to send me looking at the record books, Tom, for that Freeze shot. Turnover by Gaze. 2-point shot from Adam Kendrick. So quick points coming from the Hawks, narrow the gap to 7, 35-28. And another foul, Greg Hubbard.
Yes, and David Lindstrom asking for a travel, and I don't think it's too bad an ask either.
So Hubbard's foul is the 8th team foul against the Hawks, and Warwick Giddy's the man to step to the line this time for the 1 and 1. Still 4:47 to go in the first quarter. The Tigers already on 35. The Hawks have picked up 28 points themselves. Haven't seen a substitution come from the Tigers bench yet, but I notice over there Nigel Purchase getting ready to come in. Colbert tries to run it down and in fact does win it. Gets the easy jumper from the baseline and couldn't make it, but he won't miss that one.
Just too big. I mean, Illawarra right now is without any of the recognized big men at all on the court.
Dean McDonald playing the post-up position inside. Way short there from Adam Kendrick. He was flying after it when he realised how short it was. Almost cleaned up a couple of kids on the end line. Now Nigel Purchase comes in and takes out Warwick Giddy. Purchase finds Gordon on the inbounds pass. 3-point shot comes from Colbert and down it goes. So he's at 2 from the same position.
This is fast break drill practice.
41-28. There's some scorers with rightness cramp out there. Lembo penetrates a little bit, sends Purchase into the air, but he's too big. And a travel there from Dave Colbert. He really moved a couple of feet there. Referee Bignell was right onto it. Colbert didn't like it, but the call looked fair enough to me. So Adam Kendrick goes out. Rod Johnson comes back in. Remember Johnson with 2 early fouls.
Substitutions, Withers in. Dean McDonald
Dean McDonald going out and Justin Withers coming back. So plenty of movement on the bench from the Hawks.
Well, if you're going to play an up-tempo game like that, you're going to have to keep rotating them.
3-point shot from Hubbard. Off iron it goes. Tipped down by Rousel into the hands of Withers, and he couldn't make it. It's caught out by Lenny Lembo. Hubbard with the penetration along the baseline, and behind the back pass goes to Dave Simmons to go the full length of the floor. They reached in on him, and it will be a Hawks ball. 4 on 3 here. 3-point shot from Johnson, slings it up, and it's still a 10-point game. While players really throwing the ball away here as they really get carried away with the flow of this game. Johnson finds Justin Withers, and he makes that one.
Lindsay Gaze, I don't think, could be too happy about this. This is not the way he wants to practice it.
Nigel Purchase straight down the middle for 2.
Subs for the Hawks. Patrick Bears comes in.
43 to 33. And Rousel goes out, and Patrick Bears comes back. I don't think I've ever actually seen a game like this. We've seen some high-tempo games here at the Snake Pit, but not quite at the pace of this one. Lembo being harassed there by Nigel Purchase. Lembo on the inside and has the ball taken away by Gaze. They got a 2-on-2. Gaze down the middle for 2.
Well, what a good change of pace and change of direction. He just stranded him.
Hubbard trying to create numbers at the other end, but going himself, and he was fouled on the way to the hoop. The referee says he can have 2 shots. Goes against Dave Simmons.
I wonder if the referees are allowed to have substitutions.
Well, neither, I would think. They really look forward to the first quarter break. 45 plays 33. Still 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Of course, there is one thing they can always call a foul.
And it certainly slows them up a little bit.
Put them in the 1-and-1.
Not going to call too many 3-second calls. The players don't have the ball for that long. 45-35 on Hubbard's 3 throws. This time it's Purchase bursting it out of the backcourt. The Tigers with a couple of passes. Finishes with Dave Colbert though. 3 threes in a row from Colbert.
Well, he's got his little X mark there on the floor, that's for sure.
So Chuck Harmison back in the ball game to take out Lenny Lembo. Gives the Hawks a bit more size on the floor, but they don't need size too much. It's pace that they're after at the moment. Nothing for Hubbard that time. Too many Hawks fighting for the ball that time and turning the ball over. Now they've got a 3-on-1, the Tigers. Gaze for the alley-oop. Oh, what a block. Most players wouldn't have been able to pick that one up. That was thrown a long way above the hoop. Have a look at it. And just took someone with the springs of Simmons to bring it down. 2 points at the other end come from Patrick Bear. Not in quite a spectacular fashion, but they count the same. Gaze step to the middle and another 2. 52 plays 38. Bears can't make that one. The Tigers with a 14-point break. 52 points in 10 minutes of basketball here in the first quarter. Get a new reset shot clock. I wonder why they bother.
We know what they did in practice this week. It was wind sprint drills.
Exactly. 3-point shot from Andrew Gaze. It misses. That's a bit of a rarity. Johnson for 3. Hard off the glass and tipped away by David Simmons. Straight up to Gaze for the easy 2. He read that one all the way. He knew they were going to get the ball back. He was headed straight for the other end. 54 plays 38. Johnson for 2 at the other end. 54 plays 40. Could we have a 200-point game here? That's 200 points to one team I'm talking about. 3-point shot from Dave Colbert. Well, it's 57 already, and there's still a minute to go in the first quarter.
Keep shooting him like that, we can.
Bears to Harmison. Bears for 3 from a long way out and down the go. He's got the range to do that. 57, 43 and 100 total scored in the game so far. 3-point shot from Colbert and a miss. His first one from out there. Up. 3-on-2 to the Hawks down the middle for Withers and 2 more.
A good save by Harmison to really to ignite that one.
57-45. It's like the All-Star game revisited, where defense is something that you put round G Paddock. Gaze slowed up momentarily. Into the middle and lays it up there. Can't get two, but he is going to go to the free throw line. David,
not a popular call.
David Lindstrom didn't like it. I'm not sure Justin Withers liked it at all. And Justin Withers' second personal foul.
But Andrew Gaze liked it.
Second foul for Justin. Subs for the Hawks.
Withers going out. Kendrick coming in.
57-45.
Lenny Lembo coming in for Hubbard. With just 3.6 seconds left in the quarter. So I guess they figure it's going to be a hard 3.6 seconds to make a couple of subs to play that long.
Well, you might get shots at both ends the way this game's going.
Andrew Gaze with his second one. So last shot of the quarter comes from the half court. It's right over the top of the basket. So 104 points scored in the first quarter here at the Snake Pit. And there's the scoreline we're looking at. The tip-off. Andrew Gaze, 27 points in the first quarter. That fellow just let one go. Patrick Fairs had 15. Dave Colbert, 20 for the Tigers. But Andrew Gaze's 27 equals the best ever for a quarter by a player. So we talked about him in the first quarter having scored 60 in one game. He's certainly on track to break that figure, and he's on target to hit Al Green's 71 record. Underneath, Warwick Giddy scores 2 for the Tigers. Down the middle, Adam Kendrick can't do anything with it. So the foul goes against Andrew Gaze, his first foul, and it will be a Hawks ball from the side. Hand off there to Adam Kendrick down the middle, can't score it, and it's all Tigers on the boards. They've got size there. Gaze thought about the three, but dumps it off to Ray Gordon.
And here we've got a bit of offense. We've got 2 cuts so far.
And a bit of defense as well. They've had to make a few passes. Now a three-point shot that comes from Gaze, who was way offline by his standards, and falls underneath for Dave Simmons, who makes the 2, and he'll get a bonus free throw as well.
And again, the strength of the man, takes it in, takes Adam Kendrick, who's not exactly too small, and says, I'll take you, the ball, and everything, and head for the basket.
First foul against Kendrick, 63-45, the Tigers lead it. And if you've just tuned in, you'd expect that scoreline to be about a half-time one. Well, it's just the start of the second quarter. Simmons in the three-point play, 19-point lead to the Tigers. Johnson looking underneath behind Patrick Fairs with the return pass. And the return pass again, but losing the handle on it, the Tigers, and a cheap 2 there for Justin Withers. 64 plays 47. Ray Gordon pushing it up the floor. Backdoor cut from Gaze, but they had it cut off that time. Patrick Fairs with the assignment back there. Ray Gordon for 3 and can't make it. Tip that comes from Dave Simmons, gets his own tip back, and in it goes. So a couple of rebounds for Dave Simmons. Gets his scoring going in the second quarter. 19-point break. Underneath, the reverse lay-in and the stick back, no, for Chuck Harmison.
One thing for both teams, the boxing out is non-existent here. Whoever wants the ball is going to get it.
Simmons underneath again. He certainly gets the cheap ones underneath. And Greg Hubbard stepping over the end line there before inbounding the ball. The referee says you've got to do it again. 68-47. Most interest in this game. Figure on some of the records, I'm sure. Justin Withers having a little trouble putting the ball in the hole. Fairs does as well. Falls for Greg Hubbard off the paint, and 2 go in easily. He had a little bit of room to shoot his.
Well, sometimes it goes so fast like that, even the easy ones are hard. You just need that extra second to set yourself for a shot.
Gaze goes backdoor again, and well, it's good hands to pick that one up because Rod Johnson did everything just about right that time.
Put a blanket on him and it still didn't do any good.
To Justin Withers, has it blocked by Warwick Giddy, and they're going to send Justin Withers the free throw line on Giddy's foul. So it's the second personal foul for Giddy. And sub for the Hawks with Dean McDonald coming in to take out Chuck Harmison. Difficult job here for David Lindstrom, Tom, in trying to remember who he put in last. Certainly making subs in a heck of a hurry.
Might have programmed the computer ahead of time.
Just put little timers on the back of each player with a bell that goes off when you've been in there 3 minutes, like an egg. So 1 for 2 for Justin Withers, and a turnover by the Tigers. They made plenty of them too.
Well, this could set all the records. I mean, it could be assist record, turnover record, rebound record, points record.
Low crowd record. Lenny Lembo handling the ball. Withers for 3. It's a little long, that one, and the Tigers, Giddy and Colbert, almost spoil each other on the boards to try and grab the rebound. Another alley-oop. That was a little wild there from Andrew, but followed up well by Ray Good.
Yeah, Gordon crashing the offensive boards.
3-point bomb from Patrick Fairs, and came from a long way out. It'll be a Tigers ball, though, in the backcourt. So Ray Gordon to bring it up against Greg Hubbard. Bring it up, brings it up all the way.
Just goes past anybody.
Unbelievable. It's just the defense in this game is just completely non-existent. Forced out there by Warwick Giddy. Hawks ball in the front court. I mean, it's okay for players to turn their attention to offense, but pay some attention to defense. Dean McDonald was hit by a wall of Tigers then and tried to dump off. Perhaps would have been better advised to go right through with the shot. Simmons. Andrew Gaze for 2 easy ones again. Coach David Lindstrom calls timeout. His team down by 26 points, and you can only begin to wonder, with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, just what the final tally might be. David Lindstrom, incidentally, coaching his 150th NBL game tonight, and his counterpart, Lindsay Gaze, is coaching his 200th. Because, Tom, the Tigers didn't come into the league until it was about 3 or 4 years old, so Lindsay would have had a lot more than that up by now.
Well, that's right. Of course, he's coached so many international games. He really is the dean of Australian coaches. Been around since they started bouncing the round ball here.
He's been coaching the Tigers for something like over 20 years anyway. Last played for Australia in 1970 at the World Championships in Yugoslavia, and took over as the national coach in '72 at the Olympics. But at the moment we're watching the Hawks to bring the ball back onto the floor. Wait for the Tigers to get ready. 76 plays 50. Lenny Lembo on the backcourt. 3-point shot for Withers. They didn't even bother going anywhere near him. No defense went at all close to him. Warwick Giddy to break this ball up past halfway. He's handling the ball well, Big Wazza. Now he's going to take it to the hole. Dumping off to Dave Colbert for 2.
And he's certainly got his shooting eye in. Colbert's just not looking like missing anything.
Lenny Lembo along the baseline and tried to find Hubbard, and Hubbard just couldn't grab hold of the pass. Andrew Gaze dish off to Giddy with the reverse layup. Warwick Giddy reverses a layup more than any player I've ever seen. He will not take a regulation layup. He always shoots the reverse.
Well, he's used to playing in some pretty big traffic there. He might...
Withers missed the easy one. Don't get too many easier ones than that. Away come the Tigers again. Gaze up there to Simmons. Tried the little reverse alley-oop, and off the hands of Lembo and out. Showtime starts early in this game. 17-point lead to the Melbourne Tigers. And that's out of bounds. That's a terrible pass to Andrew Gaze.
Lindsay Gaze must really be starting to wonder, you know, what effect is this going to have on my team, you know, if I play somebody next week.
Yes, certainly not the ideal preparation at this tough time of the season when teams are looking for a place in the 6th. McDonald inside to Lembo, steps through and scores it. Steps straight inside, David Simmons. Gaze slowed up a little bit in this quarter, and Lenny Lembo is slowing him up a little further. Lembo asking for the offensive foul was a pretty cheeky ask.
That was good on 13 for Lenny Lembo.
Going to be ready to put the brakes on.
For the Tigers.
Steve Lenarden to come in for the Melbourne Tigers to take out David Simmons. Lenarden, who's gotten back to a little bit of form this year with the Tigers after having a few years in limbo, former Rookie of the Year with the Eastside Melbourne Spectres. Into Dave Colbert on the turnaround and couldn't make it. Hendrick chips in for the rebound. Up floor quickly to Rousel. Into Fairs, and they fouled him. So Patrick Fairs it is who'll go to the stripe. Appreciative of the pass from Peter Rousel.
Pretty good teamwork at both ends, actually. The Tigers ran some offense down there. Illawarra steams up there with a couple of good passes.
Steve Lenarden crunching him over the top. So making himself known to the scorer. In the wrong column, though, in the first 30 seconds on the floor. This fellow scored 43 points last week in 8 three-pointers, which is a club record for the Illawarra Hawks. Won't be with them next year. Just where he'll be is a bit of a mystery at the moment. Plans to be in Australia, though.
Yes, and with with Norman Taylor out for a while, just so much put on Patrick's shoulders. I think you might see some really big scores come out of Patrick for the rest of the season.
80 plays 57, and they double team Warwick Giddy, and he handled it very well. Impressed with Giddy with the ball tonight, playing it a long way from the hoop. Giddy backdoor pass, the sort of pass that Nigel Purchase regularly throws Andrew Gaze, but Giddy taking over that role. Peter Rousel dump it on the inside. McDonald has his shot blocked, but someone must have got him with the body.
That'll be on Dave Colbert.
It's right, it's on number 4, Colbert. Didn't like it too much, as you can see by his reaction. Dean McDonald at the free throw line. I guess this last half of the season, Tom, be good for a young fellow like Dean McDonald, who hasn't had a lot of court time, but obviously is a player of the future. And this, although the playoff hopes are gone for the Hawks, this fellow will come back a better player next year.
Well, that's right. He was starting to get a role as a defensive stopper. Whoop, here we go.
Well, you could either have called a travel there on Adam Kendrick or the out of bounds, because he had a little trouble getting a handle on that one.
But now Dean McDonald with Norman Taylor out of there, he's going to have to put the ball in the basket a little bit.
Reach-in foul there was a rather crazy one that came from Adam Kendrick. Should put the... In fact, that's the third team foul for the Hawks. I was looking at the wrong side of the column. Backdoor cut from Gaze again. How many times do you want to see it?
Well, Adam Kendrick shakes his head. Well, he should. He was way past him.
Lembo penetration again, but as far as Lumpy Lenarden, who just swats that one out of court. So the Hawks got it all to do again. Won't spend much time doing it, though. If the first 19 minutes of this game has been any indication, inside they go. Nothing that time for Dean McDonald.
Well, he used his body too well. He concentrated on the body just 100%.
Dave Colbert. X on the floor outside the three-point line there from the 45 and using it pretty well. Well, what a dish off there from Peter Rousel. Number 3 to Patrick Fairs. 26-point ball game at 87-61. Steve Lenarden is hammered by Lenny Lembo on his way to the hoop. See if they put Lenarden at the free throw line. They do.
Second foul for Lenny.
So 2 fouls for Lenny Lembo, and holds out his hands. What do I do, coach? But pretty hard against a player that size when you're Lenny's size. Lenarden about 6'9", and Lenny just on 6 foot.
Well, I was looking in the pregame preview, Phil, and it was saying about Andrew Gaze holding the league record for 10 three-pointers. I think Dave Colbert might be going after it.
This is going to give it a shake tonight, all right. Patrick Fairs, past Gaze to the hoop, nothing there, and a tip in. So after Dean McDonald missed that easier one earlier, made a very tough tip in. 25-point lead to the Tigers. Gaze. Oh, that's a block on Patrick Fairs. That is a tough call. He seemed to be there, Tom.
Yes, well, Patrick's got that lightning quickness.
I wonder why he bothered now, from putting his body on the line, that the foul is called on Fairs and is going to give Andrew Gaze the 1-and-1. Dave Simmons in for Dave Colbert. So Patrick Fairs' second foul. There's an argument at the moment about the 1-and-1, but there's definitely the 15th foul up there for the Hawks at the moment. It's on the board. Referee going over to check with the scorers just to check the situation out. The referees, the scorers nodding away, so I think we'll see a 1-and-1 here. That's the way it's going to be. Andrew Gaze, who's played all around the world. 84 and 88 Olympian. 86 and 90 World Championships. Second highest scorer for Australia in Seoul. Second highest scorer for the world, I mean. All nations. 90-63.
And renowned author.
He used to. He's done it all. 3-point shot again from Fairs. He likes that spot, just as Dave Colbert likes it at the other end. 90-66. Patrick Fairs might have a say about that 3-point record too, Tom.
The way it's going, David Lindstrom could get out there and have a go at it.
Still shoot them too. Gaze looking inside. Good defensive effort there from Lenny Lembo, but it all came to nothing because it ended up an easy 2 for Warwick Giddy. Johnson stopped in his path. 3-point shot no from Hubbard. Lenny Lembo stepped outside the circle and made 2 with a swish. Made 3 with a swish.
And I wonder if he really did take 2 steps to set himself outside the circle.
He seemed to have an extra step in there, didn't he? 92 plays 69 and a travel called against Nigel Purchase. Quickly up to the Hawks, they're off to the races. And a block by Lenarden, but it's called a foul. Seem to get a pretty good hand on that ball. That's tough the way they make that call. They call it with the body, and I think maybe the referee would like to pull that one back again. Timeout call by Coach Lindsay Gaze.
And don't blink because you'll miss it. They're often ready to start keep chalking them up.
Yes, and they'll certainly need them tonight. 4 minutes still to go in the first half, and it's 92 playing 71. People read the papers tomorrow and just wouldn't believe this. Purchase up into the hands of Dave Simmons. Ray Gordon out there as the Tigers spread the offense out and spread it for the backdoor cut to Andrew Gaze. 94-71. Lenny Lembo for 3. Can't make it this time. Easy rebound for Simmons.
And he clears a bit of traffic.
A few players up the floor wanting to clear the ball first time. Nigel Purchase down the middle and lays it in from a long way out. Bears back quickly for the Hawks. That's a 2-point shot. It was too close for him. 3-point shot coming from Rod Johnson was way short. Patrick Fairs in with the big fellows and scores it too.
He really got away with a little bit of a push in the back on Dave Simmons, but I think Dave Simmons figures it's not worth getting upset about.
Turnover from Ray Gordon. Travel there from Hubbard. He's been hit again. Nigel Purchase this time has put Greg Hubbard at the line to shoot 2.
Nigel Purchase shooting 2. Greg Hubbard. First foul. Nigel Purchase.
Purchase first foul, but the Tigers' 6th-team foul. This is a 2-shot situation anyway.
One thing, I'm going to be amazed if these guys can keep running the whole game like this. It's just going to be a testimony to the stamina of both teams if they can keep this up.
Well, they haven't wasted any energy playing defense, Tom. That's the thing. Using the one end of the floor. 96 playing 75.
Even so, this is line sprint practice.
Up to Steve Lenarden for 2 easy ones off the assist from Andrew Gaze. More subs coming from the Hawks. With Withers coming in. McDonald coming in as well. Rousel and Lembo going out.
It's a 48-minute line sprint practice.
23-point ball game. Defense there coming from Dave Simmons over the back of Justin Withers. So Patrick Fairs left to inbound the ball. 3 minutes to go in the first half. 98 playing 75. Ball goes to Justin Withers finally off the glass for 2. They're lining up to score at the other end. Purchase to half court to Gordon. Easy 2, a slam from big Dave Simmons. We've seen a couple of jams from him already. One off the alley-oop play. Hubbard threads his way down the middle, and we've got a foul on the way through. Ray Gordon on a reach in is going to put Hubbard at the line to shoot 1-1.
And having a few words to say to the referee, but save your breath. Save your breath. You're going to need it.
They're complaining that Hubbard travelled on the way through. I don't think so. Steve Lennard going out to bring Dave Colbert back. Hubbard with the 1-1. Going to get a second one. Greg Hubbard, who's had unfortunate season, a broken bone in the hand. Back and shooting the ball as well as ever now.
Well, I think it has been unfortunate in that he seems to have lost a bit of pace since he's come back on it. When Warwick Giddy was handling the ball before, he was beating Greg up the floor, and earlier in the season you just couldn't imagine that happening.
He might have just lost a little condition while he was out. Johnson right up there on Gordon. Gordon gives a little shove away. Right across there to Nigel Purchase. Had to adjust it and score it. 102 plays 79. 100 points coming up in the first half. I've not seen that before. Hubbard tries the miracle pass inside to Withers. Gets it back himself and high off the window for 2. 102 plays 81.
Players really are having to make up some shots against this tall timber of the Tigers. Purchase
and quickly to Gaze. He thought about the 3. Got Justin Withers in front of him. The pass is a super pass to find David Simmons. Andrew Gaze could bring up double-figure assists here tonight as well. Down the middle for Dean McDonald. Has it blocked, but a foul as well. He's going to send McDonald to the free throw line. I'm just wondering if Illawarra is going to be the first team in history to put 10 players in double figures. Possible. McDonald at the stripe. Kendrick coming in to take out Fairs. Fairs takes that long walk to the bench. You sort of get the impression he didn't want to go out of there. Well, Patrick is a superb athlete. He just conditions himself so much. I think he thinks he can run 48 minutes, and he might be able to. So 2 of 2 to Dean McDonald off the stripe, making it a 21-point game. So the difference staying pretty much the same. The long pass. Nigel Purchase throws it straight out of bounds. And Lindsay Gaze remonstrating at the side, saying why? That ball's got to come all the way back to the corner. The referee said he can bring it in again as the Tigers players appeal and say, hey, it's a travel out of bounds, which is a new rule this year. Don't see it enforced too much in the NBL. 3-point shot comes from Johnson. The tip from McDonald tips it out of bounds, but it must have touched the Tigers' hand on the way. When you're standing behind the big fellows for the Tigers, I think you've got to sort of put one on the shoulder and get a jump if you're going to have a chance. A bit of a leg up. McDonald fans them out of the way. That's a 2-point shot coming from Hubbard. Big rebound from Kendrick in amongst the tall timber. Johnson, that's a tough shot to try and make. Too tough for Rod Johnson. As away comes Dave Simmons to Gordon. Gaze, who wanted to take the 3? Both lining up for the 3. This is my spot out here. You first. Get out of the way. Oh, underneath, too easy to Nigel Purchase. Andrew, you belong on the other side. This is my side. Down the middle, Adam Kendrick. What a super move from him. Just stayed with it. Still a 21-point game. 106-85. Number 3 coming from Colbert. And 109. And a jump ball we're going to see between Withers and Colbert. And a few words being exchanged as well. A little nose to nose there. Players come in to sort them out. I don't think it's the sort of game you want to lose your temper in. No, I mean, Dave Colbert should know better than that. Dave Colbert's been in a couple of little skirmishes in his time in the NBL with the Tigers. He had a rather famous one with Tim Morrissey of the Sydney Kings, and then again, who hasn't had one with Tim Morrissey? There's a bit of intensity out there, despite the way it seems. Andrew Gaze gets 2 more. Still 20 seconds left. He could probably get a couple more.
Well, he's going to get his chance.
We're not going to get the 200 in the first half, I don't think. Although Hubbard gets that one, the Tigers can. It's 198 points scored. 3 seconds to go. Nigel Purchase is a long-range bomber. Can't get it though. That's all she wrote to the end of the first half. But what a scoreline we've got to play the second stanza with. Gaze picks off the intercept pass, and that will be a Tigers ball in the front court. Tom, there's some amazing statistics come out of this game. We've had the most points by a team in a quarter, most points by a team in a half, and most total, of course. And Andrew Gaze has got the most by a player and a half. I guess that's probably the most interesting thing about the game so far. Andrew Gaze has shot 41 at 89%.
My goodness. Well, he's just been backdooring up one side and down the other. I did look, though, at halftime film. We had Ian Davies as the player who actually holds the record for three-pointers with 13.
Now, Dave Colbert's hit 6, so I guess he's on track for that.
He's better, almost even money here.
Andrew Gaze adds another 2.
And this is at the track here. You can call them as they go past the post.
Johnson penetrates and outside the circle to Hubbard. Justin Withers finds a way down the middle for 2 more.
And he's been showing some good moves tonight.
Talking to Lindsay Gaze at halftime, he's just not impressed with this game here tonight. Well, Colbert with a miss. So that won't help him on the way to those 13 three-pointers. Patrick Fairs is going to chip in, though. He's had 5 in the first half, but he can't make his opening one either. Maybe they've come out tired in the second half. They've some sore right arms out there from shooting the ball. Colbert thought about the 3 and then said, hey, we can get them another way.
And the back door, Rod Johnson has read it.
One of the first ones has been read tonight. Bears swings it out the back, but swings it out the back line as well. The pass that was meant for Harmison.
And hits an empty seat, strangely.
It'll be hard to hit one tonight either. Slow the Tigers up momentarily as they make their cuts to the hoop, and they couldn't find anyone that time. A little warning buzzer that goes off for people who regularly come to games at the 10-second mark on the 30-second clock, and there's the first time we've heard it tonight. Hubbard, he's got Withers on his left, but Hubbard takes it by himself and scores it. The decision was right.
Yes, I was wondering what he was going to do. I'd be facing down the gun barrel of Dave Colbert. He took it right at him.
Hawks are leading this half 4-2. Gaze spread eagled and left on the floor, and on the other side is Dave Colbert to clean it up.
Rod Johnson helps up Andrew Gaze and beats him up the court on the sprint.
Travel there from Justin Withers, but wasn't pulled up. The referee's losing interest.
No, we're not calling that.
Their referees were looking for substitutes at half-time, looking to change their shoes anyway. One reckons he's worn out a pair of shoes. A slam from Dave Simmons, his 3rd dunk of the game. And Hubbard finds Harmison. Chuck looking for a way down the middle and through the legs there of Warwick Giddy. Nothing that time for the Hawks as away come the Tigers again. Gordon wants it on the left. Gaze just fumbled that one on the way through, but still was able to stay with it and score it.
Well, a good example of Andrew Gaze's ball control. He always looks gangly and out of control, but somehow he manages to keep it on the string.
See Adam Kendrick coming in there, just trying to loosen up and send Greg Hubbard to the bench. Again, Dave Lindstrom subbing about every 3 minutes. Harmison goes outside to Kendrick. Patrick Fairs just blows straight past his man, pulls it up, and he's going to go to the free throw line on a foul. Foul goes against Andrew Gaze, and that would be his 3rd foul of the evening.
I didn't think Andrew got near anybody enough to make that many fouls in this game.
Well, he's a sort of player who often racks up early fouls and then can play with fouls right to the end. I don't think we'll see Andrew stepping out of this game early. At the line, Patrick Fairs. Said to Lindsay at half-time, there's going to be a lot of records set in this game. He said, big deal. He's not interested in records. All he wants is the one extra against the W's against the team. He wants another win.
Well, that's what I was wondering, if he was concerned as to whether it might upset, upset his type of game he's trying to have his team play.
He's not happy with the game at all. He's not happy. I don't think he's happy with the way his team's playing, but he's just not happy with this sort of game. As you said, Tom, it's not good for their preparation. A team that's got real title aspirations this year. Giddy goes outside to Colbert. Dumps off to Simmons, and Dave Simmons hits the two.
Simmons finds two.
Substitution with Peter Rousel coming in to take out Withers.
I mean, the only positive thing you could say at is players like Ray Gordon and Rory Giddy, who normally their shots are fairly limited. They're probably getting more shots off than they've had the first half of the season tonight.
Rod Johnson thought about a three that time, and saw there was a layup there to be made, and he made it. 121 plays 95. Dave Colbert for two this time, inside his range. And a foul on Andrew Gaze. That'll be number 4 on him. In fact, it's not on Andrew Gaze. It's on Peter Rousel for pushing Andrew Gaze.
Second foul for Pete.
So 2 fouls to Rousel, 2 team fouls against the Hawks. Gaze, Kendrick double team Gaze now. There's a difference in the past. He dumps off. They've got to have an open man somewhere, and here he is, Warwick Giddy. Driving into the hoop and dumping off to David Simmons. Can't get the roll, and it's Rousel's rebound. Johnson on the left, but Rousel straight down the middle and nothing. It will be a Hawks ball, though, as Rousel is left on the end line.
One thing about it, this has certainly been an entertaining game, and the halftime was entertaining as well.
Just a little bit of impromptu rap dancing. Kendrick loses that one, but goes back and picks it up. That gets 2. Indication of the way this game's being played. A loose ball there that just nobody went for. Still a 25-point margin. Has been around that for a long time. Gordon looking inside the Simmons. They leave him there outside the 3-point line, and he couldn't make it. Peter Rousel dumping off for Rod Johnson. Nothing there either. Both teams with a miss. There weren't too many misses in the first half, particularly from the Tigers, who shot 82% for the half.
And Andrew puts that one up, and Patrick Fairs was the only player within about 20 feet of the basket.
And he's the only player at the other end to fire for the Hawks. It's 121 plays 99.
I think the pace is finally beginning to tell a little bit.
It has. Well, these teams have slowed up a little. The Tigers, who had 111 points on the board at the half, have only added 10 in the first 5 minutes of this third quarter. Well, there's a fairly emphatic 2 from David Colbert.
Substitution with Donald comes in. Chuck Harmison to the bench.
So Chuck Harmison going out, Dean McDonald coming in. And timeout's been called here at the Snake Pit. The score 123 plays 99. Hawks, the Tigers.
The Tigers have gone into a zone, perhaps in an effort to change the way this thing's going.
And that will be a Hawks ball. David Colbert said the Hawks put it out last, but not the way the referee saw it. Adam Kendrick inside that zone and scores too easy. You're not supposed to make layups against a zone like that, but Kendrick found a way. Now the Tigers spread it out a little offensively. McDonald right up there on Gordon. Kendrick shadowing Gaze. They go inside David Simmons, and they're up there on him, and they put Simmons at the free throw line. So Greg Hubbard coming on, and Rod Johnson going out. Dean McDonald has 2 fouls. Dave Simmons, who's gone about his work well tonight. He's a class player. So they've got Simmons and Colbert together on this team. They've really turned the Tigers club around. Always a bit of a middle of the road team through the first part of their NBL life, but once they got those two playing together, It really made them a title contender, and unfortunate not to make it through last year when Andrew Gaze had an illness right at playoff time. On the baseline, Adam Kendrick under a bit of pressure that time, made two. So Kendrick likes the way the Tigers are playing the zone.
Well, it has slowed the Hawks down in the way they're scoring, but they're still scoring nearly every time down.
Steal to Kendrick. He's got two players with him. Feeds it off for Hubbard. And the Hawks reduce the margin to 20. 125-105. So things aren't going the Tigers' way in this half. Gordon, penetration, and dishes outside for a three-point shot from Andrew Gaze. He pokes it in there. Only hit 1 3 in the first half. Did his 41 points. Underneath they go, and fouling Rousel. David Simmons with the foul. Rousel to go to the stripe to shoot a pair.
It's Peter Rousel reacting to it, but Dave Simmons just saying, take it easy, man, take it easy.
Warwick Giddy going out with Nigel Purchase coming in for the Tigers. The Hawks have made a couple of substitutions as well. Justin Withers in there with Rousel. A pair of free throws. Another player who hasn't had a lot of court time this year, but with Norman Taylor unable to play for the rest of the season, we expect Rousel's going to get a lot more minutes. Not that time for Peter Rousel. None of 2 off the stripe. That can happen through not playing a lot of games too. Ray Gordon playing a little bit of run and jump defense at the moment. The Hawks, and it's fairly effective as well. They just double team.
Whoa, a bit of a mugging there.
And that will be a Hawks ball off Andrew Gaze.
Something of rough justice in that, I think.
Play a little 3-on-3 here. 3-point shot from Lenny Lembo, left it way short. Colbert quickly up into the hands of Gordon. Down the middle for Dave Simmons, with a well-adjusted layup. A little stoppage right now as we watch the replay. A little stoppage while the referee gets his shoelaces tied up. Yes, it is the third quarter all right, and still 4 minutes to go in it. Underneath Justin Withers, that was a way too tough a shot to try and make. Well, that one was. Stayed with it well.
Yes, good effort in amongst the tall timber there. Justin Withers really has played well against the big men from Melbourne tonight.
Purchase surrounded. Backdoor to Gaze, but read there by Hubbard. Away goes Lenny Lembo for the breakaway layup. .130-109. The Hawks could get inside 20 here. Might be able to worry the Tigers just a little.
Well, they take a mighty effort to pull it back because the biggest win from being behind is 17.
Stolen by Withers, and Hawks away with a 3-on-2 opportunity here. Lembo gives it back to Hubbard down the middle and blocked out of there by Colbert. Hand off to Andrew Gaze for the easy layup. 50 points for Andrew Gaze on this layup. More substitutions coming from both sides. Steve Lennard coming back to take out Dave Simmons for the Tigers. And Patrick Fair's out there for the Hawks. 3-point shot from Fair straight off the bench.
Still has that spot.
132-112. Still a 20-point game. Backdoor cut from Gaze. They've been managed to close off that opportunity, and that has stopped the Tigers just a bit. Steve Lennard lost the handle on that, and that will be a ball out of bounds to the Hawks. Lindsay Gaze appealing at the sideline, say it got knocked out of his hands.
One would have to agree with him too.
Well, I don't think he just dropped it out of bounds. Go inside the Withers, the ball comes out again, and a rebound to Andrew Gaze, but stolen away by Hubbard. He tried a miracle shot. It's Rod Johnson staying with it though. three-point shot from Patrick Fair's and hits another one. 132-115 in a 17-point game. Don't go away, this game's not over. Gaze looking to take on Patrick Bears, goes straight past him and he's fouled underneath the hoop. And Gaze will go to the free throw line. So it's just an individual effort there from Andrew Gaze to get the Tigers back on track. Their scoring has really spluttered to a bit of a stop. Well, by comparison to what they were doing in the first half. The crowd at the Snake Pit starting to find its voice. A voice that's been missing for most of the game. There's plenty to look at, but not much to cheer about.
Well, if they can pull this one back, it'll be one of the revivals to match the one of a couple of thousand years ago.
Well, we've seen some crazy things happening already in this game, Tom. Why not? Andrew Gaze off the free throw line, hasn't had a miss from there yet, and still hasn't.
52 points now.
34 plays 1-1-5.
Well, it's gone back a man-to-man here. We've had enough of the zone.
Penetration from Lenny Lambo has it blocked out of there by Lenarden. Nigel Purchase, who's only had limited minutes tonight. We go back to Lenarden, almost losing that one, but giving it up to Adam Kendrick. Kendrick, that's got to be back over half.
No, not this game.
Knocked from the front court into the back. But the referees chose to ignore it.
Maybe they're saving their breath for the big ones.
Here's an easy dunk, but it turned out to be a baby one from David Colbert. Three-point shot from Rod Johnson, and Patrick Bears flies above the pack and makes the two. We get a bonus shot as well. The foul, I think, will be Nigel Purchase.
Patrick Bears can jump that high after running line sprints for 24 minutes in the first half.
Yes, it's testimony to his fitness. Lembo going out and Hubbard coming back with 1:20 remaining in the third quarter. And a 19-point game. Hawks have had it back to 17. Bears can do that right now. It hasn't been a good quarter for the Tigers. In fact, it's a three-point play, so it makes it an 18-point game. Gordon, three-point shot from Andrew Gaze is off iron, and away come the Hawks again through Kendrick. They've got 4 on 2 if they can make use of it. Kendrick goes outside to Hubbard for 3, and he makes it. 136, 1-2-1, 15-point game. And the Hawks are staying right there.
Well, if Lindsay Gaze was unhappy before, he must really be unhappy now.
That was a foul on Rod Johnson. He's going to put Steve Lenarden at the line to shoot a pair.
That was on 34, Johnson shooting 2.
So as Lenarden goes to the line, I look at the scoreline, Tom, it's a 15-point game, and the record to come back after the third quarter is 14 points, isn't it?
I think that's right.
So the Hawks are there within striking distance. We've seen records already set tonight, so why not for a fourth quarter comeback? 1 of 2 to Lenarden makes it a 16-point game right now. 137 plays 1-2-1.
Now they've gone back to the zone. The man had just lost his spot on it before.
Not that time, Greg Hubbard. Rebound goes to Colbert. Ray Gordon looking to take Bears on. And they settle it down through Nigel Purchase at the point. They run some offense. They haven't had to run a lot tonight. Offense, that is. And they go, but read there by Adam Kendrick. This will be very difficult after a freewheeling game. They really have to knuckle down in this final quarter to see which team can knuckle down.
I don't think there's much chance of much knuckling down going.
Oh, but easy underneath. Nice purchase. 139 plays 1-2-1 with 20 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Peter Rousel comes on for that 20 seconds to take out Justin Withers.
19 seconds on the clock.
And before, Lindsay Gaze and Andrew were having some fairly serious words during the last free throws, and I think Andrew was saying, well, what do you want me to do? I mean,
Kendrick for 3. Can't make it. Almost a rebound to Hubbard, but it'll be a Tigers ball from the back. Now Gaze goes all on his own. Straight down the middle. He is quick, and a steal as well, and 2 more. So 4 points to Andrew Gaze in the space of a second. Well, that one won't count even if it goes. And there's the scoreline that we're looking to take into the final quarter. It was a 15-point game. Now it's a 22-point one. Tom, we're headed for another record in this game, you reckon?
Well, that's right. They only need 33 points for both teams to make it. And except for that start, I still think they're going to get there.
That's for the all-time point score from 2 teams in the one game. So 297 is the most points scored in a game. Let's see how we go on this one. See if the Tigers can get it back on track, but a reach-in foul there by Adam Kendrick.
And not too subtle. But then again, he's matched up against David Simmons. I think I'd want a couple of axes and
chainsaw.
Yes.
3 fouls now to Adam Kendrick.
And if that didn't do it, I'd get out of the way in a hurry.
Ray Gordon penetrates it, looking to dump off and finds Dave Colbert. The fine left-handed reverse layup goes down to open up the Tigers scoring for the fourth quarter. Hubbard inside, some pretty lax defense, makes another 2. 145 plays 125.
Well, it may be that everybody's expecting the shot to go up the first time.
There's that role that Warwick Giddy had for most of the first half, bringing the ball out of the backcourt. Giddy has had a pretty good rest on the bench in that third quarter. So did Dave Simmons. No call there. The referees withdrew the whistle. They didn't withdraw the whistle that time. Greg Hubbard wasn't all that impressed with the call. Patrick Bears is the one who incurs the wrath of the referee, though. And, Patrick Bears has 4 fouls.
Well, I guess he figured, you know, they didn't call it after he got run over. Might as well go for anything.
Dave Simmons with a miss off the stripe. Andrew Gaze has been perfect from the line tonight. He stays amongst the leading free throw shooters in the league. And he shot plenty of them too. Hubbard again, same thing. This time he goes underneath to Johnson, but every time Hubbard has faked to the left, it's just opened up on the right-hand side for him. Down the middle, Dave Simmons with another dunk.
The power of Simmons comes up again on it. He really slams it down the hole.
So 19-point game, or 21-point game, is just correct my maths there. Patrick Bears. Johnson inside again to dump off for Withers, but they make a bit of a mess of it, and it's a Tigers ball. Up court they come. That's a long bomb from Colbert. Not this time for Colbert. He's lost that touch that he had in the first half, but 2 points go down to Warwick Giddy. Right across court here to Rod Johnson, and that one doesn't go either. Yes, fatigue would be a factor in this second half, the way the pace of the game's been played. And that will be a foul against Rod Johnson. It will be a side ball for the Tigers. While players often don't think they're tired, it certainly sometimes shows up in their shooting. I guess the shots that were dropping for them in the first half start going up short, then they try and overcompensate, and they might go a little long. 3 team fouls against the Hawks, none against the Tigers in this quarter. The referee over at the bench for a bit of a query at the moment. The scoreboard has just gone completely blank. They have to get this fixed up.
Overloaded. The circuits are overloaded. They flick the switch one too many times. Rainbow archer of his a week or so ago.
And he also had the craziest three-pointer a couple of years ago against the Canberra Cannons when he saved the ball heading out of bounds and saved it into the Cannons hoop, and the Tigers lost it by a point. Inside they go to Dean McDonald. He stayed there long enough till he was hit, The foul goes against Andrew Gay. That was a crazy game down in Melbourne a couple of years ago, Tom. Right at the end of the game, as we watched Dean McDonald underneath, but Nigel Purchase, chasing a ball out of bounds, saved it back over his head and went through for 3 for the count.
I guess sooner or later they'll all fall somehow.
Dean McDonald shot pretty well from the stripe. Does it again. 1-5-8 plays 1-3-1. Just so do some quick maths. About 8 off that record for a game. Total points. Inside we go, and Dave Colbert is hit. Still 7 minutes to go. Colbert to the line to shoot a pair on Hubbard's foul. That'll be Hubbard's third.
Well, and I think the other record that looks like it may well go is the most points by a team.
Timeout at the Snake Pit. 1-5-8 plays 1-3-1. So Dave Colbert at the line to shoot a pair. Just checking just a moment ago, Andrew Gaze has hit 58 points so far in this game. So, Tom, you'll keep an eye on those records for us, will you? I can't keep up with all this.
You need more than one hand to keep track of them.
I know that Gaze, his best score in a game is 60. And it's about the 3rd best all time. Underneath, nothing that time for Dean McDonald, but he is going to go to the free throw line again.
Ball on 25, Dave Simmons.
From memory, it's 71 is the highest in a game. That was by Al Green. And the next best, I think, 63 from Reg Biddings. Both those were put up in 40-minute games. So McDonald again at the stripe. As Tom Cotton flips through the NBL records book. 160 plays 1-3-3.
That's right, 71 for Green, 63 Biddings, Andrew Gaze and Al Green.
And a dunk for David Simmons. So 162 plays 1-3-3. And we got a foul. It'll be a Hawks ball from the side. Dave Simmons foul. It's 4 on him. So a couple of players creeping into the 4 foul count. Simmons and Andrew Gaze for the Tigers. Almost another one there for Simmons as he reached in. On the baseline, Rod Johnson has that one blocked out of there by Dave Colbert. And Gaze gets quickly out of there. They create the numbers up the other end of the floor, and easy lay in there for David Simmons. Rousel tried to find an open Rod Johnson underneath, but Nigel Purchase closing it off at the last moment.
The idea was right, just that extra split second for execution between success and failure.
Dumping it in low to Dean McDonald, who spreads it out to Lenny Lembo, decides against the 3-pointer, went for a lay-in. Greg Hubbard off the paint again and scores it.
Well, and I think that's the way to success, is simply to fake and drive a little bit and pull up and take the jumper. Hubbard shot very well tonight by doing that.
And we've talked about the records, Tom. That breaks the record for the number of points scored in a game. Thank God for that. We can get that one out of the way.
Well, I think the other one that's coming up here is most points by a team, which is 170. And the Tigers look well on track for that.
Ray Gordon can't score that one. Ray Gordon not adding to the records. Rousel went for a bit of an opening up down there. It wasn't quite there. Threw in a crazy little fake there and stays with the ball. Then tried to dump it underneath. Might have been better advised to go for the 3. Dave Colbert off and running now. Tries to find Andrew Gaze and hit Gaze last. Patrick Bears coming back to take out Patrick Rousel. Peter Rousel. Bears. First touch of the ball and launches a 3 from right in front of his coach.
Had to dig that one out of the garden to get it.
That's a turnover. It was too tough a pass for Ray Gordon to drag in. And McDonald heading for the hoop. Can't score it, but goes right back with it. McDonald's done a pretty serviceable job out there tonight. Andrew Gaze looking to add to his numbers. Not this time, he says, but he will get the ball back.
Gee, he really does cover some territory with those long loping strides of his.
Right across to Dave Simmons. Makes an easy 2 from about 16 feet. Up into the hands of Johnson for a 3. Back to the shootout situation. Not falling though for Johnson. Gaze off. Looks for Gordon. Hell, I might as well have taken it myself. 3-point shot for McDonald. Colbert.
Right again.
Let's get some teammates this time. See if we can work something.
There's a good
Hands of
teammate.
Andrew Gaze for a layup and got hit on the way, so he'll have to earn a pair from the line. Mark Gaze coming in, his first time in the ball game, and it comes with 4.5 minutes to go. As we watch Andrews drive to for a lay-in, one of the 3-point play. Mark Gaze comes in, takes out Ray Gordon. Steve Lennard back to take out Dave Simmons. Brad Pino and Dean Vickerman must be really wondering what it takes to get a game on this team.
Well, the other things you'd be wondering, you know, this is the kind of thing when things start to go a little bit crazy. If somebody goes in, just accidentally gets tripped and put into the wall, and there goes your season.
What was crazy was Andrew Gaze missing a free throw. He hasn't done too much of that this year. He's missed about 8 for the year, off about 170. 3-point bomb from Patrick Bears. 167 plays 140, and a reach-in foul from Lenny Lembo, and that is going to put the Tigers at the line at the other end. Might be Mark Gaze gets to go and shoot 1-and-1.
Mark Gaze in the spot.
Mark, really the forgotten Gaze, has worn the green and gold himself. Cousin of Andrew and son of Tony Gaze, Lindsay's brother. 3-point shot from Hubbard that doesn't go, and grabbed back by Andrew Gaze and put on the line, so he doesn't quite save it.
David Lindstrom saves Andrew Gaze going out of bounds and gives him a pat. Well, it's good to see that the sportsmanship still left here.
Adam Kendrick takes it off the glass from in front. A hard shot to make.
Pretty strong move by Kendrick there.
Almost like a layup drill there that doesn't quite come off because Dave Colbert was fouled going to the hoop. 167 plays 142, so it's back to that 25-point margin. We've seen the Tigers go away with it on occasions. The Hawks rein them in, but they're going to have difficulty reining them in over the next 4 minutes. Off the line, Dave Colbert grabs points. Bears find a way through the traffic. So he let one go from a long way out. That was a huge 3-point attempt, 12-0.
Well, I was about to say, I think the next record.
Almost saved by Steve Lennard.
The next record we're going to see is the furthest 3-point shot when you're running your offense.
Yeah, I think that one would be from just outside the gents' toilet here at the Snake Pit, because there's been some long ones. Play gets underway again with the court wipers to finish their duties. Lembo tries a tough shot to try and make. Mark Gaze is grabbed again. Poor Mark, every time he grabs the ball, someone grabs him. But they've sent him to the line. Well, 1-1 again.
Well, he's going to have a chance to break the record here. They've got 169 up. He's got a 1-and-1.
With 169, the total, best total by 18, is it?
170 is the best total by 18.
58 points as Andrew Gaze goes out, so maybe he's not going to get a chance to break that record with 3:27 to go.
Well, that ties the record which he had against Newcastle back in 1986. But of course, he had that other game where he had 60 and 87 against Newcastle.
Nothing that time for Lenny Lembo. Dean Vickerman in the game. No sign of Brad Pino yet. Vickerman finds Nigel Purchase. Kendrick is trying to get out of there. I think he's just grabbed 2 people in the last couple of minutes. That's his 5th foul. Coach might oblige him and pull him out of there.
I don't know. I think he's going to look at him and let him stay in there and suffer.
Nigel Purchase with the 1-1 and gets the first, so we get a second opportunity. No moves from Coach Lindstrom to bring anyone in to replace Kendrick, so you're probably right, Tom. Hits the boat.
That's tracked it.
NBL record for the most points scored by a team in a match, 171.
Kendrick scores.
Was 170.
If he's tired, doesn't stop him shooting. Again, they hit Mark Gaze.
Well, they're none too subtle in him.
It's just the idea. You just keep hitting Mark Gaze and see if you can get the ball back.
4 fouls for Lenny.
So Lenny Lembo. I just wonder how long you can go like that with enough people to do it. Unless it's a tactic to. They figure Mark Gaze can't hit free throws. Well, he's shown them that they're wrong on that occasion. 172-44. And makes 1 of 2. Kendrick again. Dumping for Greg Hubbard. 2-point shot. Doesn't go. And big rebound from Justin Withers. But the problem is that Steve Lenarden had a piece of the ball too, and he'll have to contest the jump ball. Lenarden with a bit of size on Justin Withers and wins it to Dave Colbert. And again a foul. So they're going to put Colbert at the free throw line. The way they're fouling, Tom, this has to be some kind of tactic.
Well, you know, it really is a series of muggings. I just can't fathom it.
What it does is mean that we're going to go home later. Slows the game up. Of course, the clock stops every time they head to the free throw line. 1-7-3 plays 1-4-4. And that makes it a 30-point gap. Lembo again. Kendrick is on the inside. That time it's a foul the other way. It's going to put Justin Withers at the free throw line. The foul goes against Steve Lenarden. That's his 4th. And we're going to see Brad Pinto in the game. So we're going to see the entire Tigers line up with Dave Colbert going out. And Brad Pinto comes in.
They've still got some pretty good size in there.
Pinto comes in and grabs a rebound. They didn't mug him. Purchase up into the hands of Dean Vickerman and makes a layup, so Vickerman scores. Get Lenarden, get Pinto onto the score sheet. I think they'll have all 10 scorers. 3-point shot from Lenny Lembo. And a foul by Lembo on Vickerman. Lembo goes out with 6 fouls.
Well, I think he's definitely ruined his bench membership club by fouling out of a game.
I really think he was playing to instructions there, though. He's put Vickerman at the free throw line. And why they'd try a tactic like this at the end of the game, just keep fouling people and hoping they miss at the free throw line. But Dean Vickerman, young man, obliges him from the free throw line, says, if you want to foul me, I'll just put him in the hole. Does just that.
325 points for the Knights.
Underneath, good feed from Adam Kendrick to find Justin Withers. They come to Vickerman again and they foul him again. That's called an intentional. Had to be called sooner or later. Because a couple of them, as you said, Tom, were none too subtle, and that wasn't either. So that gives Vickerman a pair of free throws, plus the Tigers with possession. We've got just under 2 minutes to go.
Well, I know if I was playing on Melbourne, I want the ball in my hands to practice my free throws.
Well, I guess there's another thing you can do, Tom, is if all the players foul out and you're unable to finish the game, the score reverts. You know this rule, the score reverts to 2-0.
You're not making that up as you go.
No, this is the ruling. It becomes a forfeit and the score goes down as 2-0. So when David Lindstrom's coaching, anything's possible. Tigers with the ball again. Lenarden. See if they try and foul again. Withers out there. Not trying to foul Purchase though. They can't make the shot. And away come the Hawks. I don't think they're all going to get the foul out. But might be a few Tigers foul out. Steve Leonard with another one. So that's 4 on him. And it's going to be Adam Kendrick at the line on that foul. 179 plays 149. Kendrick reduces the gap to under 30. The Hawks maintain their defence up the floor, or well, whatever defence they've played this game. Gaze feeds it underneath to Pino, and he can't score it. He can't score it. Brad Pino. Not that time for Patrick Bears. It'll still be a Hawks ball though, as they all scramble for it. And that will be called offensive against Adam Kendrick. Well, Brad Pino, I think time is so long since he scored a point, he didn't quite know how to do it that time.
Well, the pass came in under a bit of pressure, and like you say, it's hard to come off the bench on a cold night like this and get the grips on it.
That's got to be a charge for the foul. They're keeping the referees pretty active over this final minute.
Did he even? Well, I guess he did signal to the bench.
3-point shot from Hubbard. 179, 154.
That is a new all-time record for the Illawarra Hawks in the National Basketball League.
And it's going to be 1-1 again. Bickerman fouled by Peter Russell.
This is the most points ever scored by Illawarra in a game.
Fancy scoring 150 plus points in a losing effort.
There's also a record for the most number of points by Melbourne and the most number of points ever scored by a team in NBL history.
Dean Bickerman. It's been pretty steady at the strike. Still a minute to go. 334 points have been scored as Withers drags it in.
Most pins used by a score bench in the night.
I would think so. Good pass from Gaze to find Brad Pino for a dunk. He had a lot of difficulty in trying to miss that. So Brad Pino gets on the scoreboard. 3-point shot from Peter Russell, which is just an air ball. And not another foul, surely. We have got one on Justin Withers. So 182 plays 154 as we take that long walk to the other end. 5th foul for Withers. Court announcer here saying that 20 fouls by the Hawks in this quarter must be an NBL record, so probably pretty right. Rousel to push the ball up and throw the ball out of bounds. It was meant for Patrick Bears, except that Patrick didn't know about it. Mark Gaze just keeping the ball alive. Bickerman. Tigers spread it all out here. Hubbard trying to foul and can't draw the attention of the referee. Again, Pino, 2 in a row. Rousel for 2, and he was hammered. Hammered hard by Steve Leonard. So that'll be 5 fouls for Leonard and a 2-shot situation for Peter Rousel.
Leonard's got 5.
I think he's hardly been on there long enough. Russell hitting off the free throw line with 14 seconds left in the game.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It sure does. This hasn't been one of my favourite games, I must admit. Dean Bickerman has it blocked
from Peter Rousel.
And 3 straight baskets to Brad Pino. Greg Hubbard stays right with it, scores it. That's the end of the ball game here. The Tigers run out 28-point winners over the Illawarra Hawks, 186 to 158.